Hi friends, welcome back to Quick Poetry Knowledge. This is Mehjubin. In today's video, I am going to explain the poem Summer Sun composed by Robert Louis Stevenson. I have already uploaded a video featuring the summary of this poem. The link will be on the end screen of this one. And now let's dive into the poem. So this is how the poem starts. The poet says, "Great is the sun and wide he goes." That means the power of the sun is great, its influence is vast, and the sun can travel widely through empty heaven with repose, and the sun moves through the clear sky in a restful, relaxed way. And in the blue and glowing days, more thick than rain, he showers his rays. And in the blue and glowing days, that means in the bright and clear days, he showers his rays which are thicker than the rainfall. That means his rays, the rays of the sun, can influence everything on earth. This is what the poet tries to mean. And the poet is also giving the sun a human dimension here. He is personifying the sun. Though closer still the blinds we pull, although we pull the curtains closer in order to keep the sunlight away, in order to give some shade in the room, though closer still the blinds means curtains, we pull to keep the shady parlor cool. In order to keep the living room cool, yet he will find a chink or two, but still the sun has its way of finding some gap, some hole. Chink means gap or hole, to slip his golden fingers through. And through this hole, the rays of the sun, the warmth of the sun does have its way of penetrating inside. The dusty attic spider clad. Now the poet is talking about an attic, an old storage room at the top of a house, and he says that the neglected attic, which is full of spiders, even this attic gets some amount of warmth because the rays of the sun have entered the attic through the keyhole. The dusty attic spider clad, he through the keyhole, he means the sun, through the keyhole make it glad. The sun gives some warmth to the attic through the keyhole, and through the broken edges of tiles into the laddered hayloft smiles. And then the sun also can touch the barns where hay has been kept stored, and the sun casts its warmth on the top of the hay. Then the poet says, "Meantime his golden face around he bears to all the garden ground, and sheds a warm and glittering look among the ivy's inmost nook." Then what is the sun capable of doing? The golden face of the sun, the sun bears it to the garden. The rays of the sun touches the garden on the ground and sheds a warm and glittering look onto among the ivy. That means the ivy vines, and the innermost corners of the nook and corner of the ivy vine also get touched by the rays of the sun. Among the hills, along the blue, round the bright air with footing true, to please the child, to paint the rose, the gardener of the world he goes. And now the poet concludes the poem by saying that the might of the sun is something very mighty, and the sun can move above the hills, and it can touch the blue sky, round the fair air, bright air with footing true, and the sun moves confidently. It can balance its way wherever it goes, and it can give happiness to a small child, and it can also give happiness to a rose. both to human beings and to the nature, the sun can give pleasure with equally. The gardener of the world he goes, and the sun is the gardener of the world. That means the sun is the source of sustenance for the entire world. If the world exists, it is only because of the influence of the sun. So this is what the poet is trying to say. He is conveying the message that the sun is mighty, it is a powerful force, and it is the very reason why the entire world is existing. If the sun is not there, the world cannot exist. So this is what the poet is trying to mean. With this, I come to the end. I will be uploading some questions and answers on this poem next. And until the next time we meet again, bye.